YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you again for tuning in. Welcome to another video. Quick shout out to Ray's Norm for the hoodie. Not sponsored or anything like that, but this was a gift and I love it. It fits. I'm addicted. Obviously, it is perfect for just one more mod. Let's get right into it. I'm excited for this. This is going to go for a lot of the F3 series BMWs. This happens to be an F80. And what we are doing is we are upgrading the window trim, as well as, I don't even know what you want to call it, the under stereo panel. I'll call it the dead panel because essentially that's what that is. But we are replacing the stock parts. These are not overlays. These are not overlays. This is not some type of vinyl or sticky gel or any type of sticker that you put over your part. This is an original equipment. This is OE. This is not OEM because it's not by BMW, but essentially what this is DINMANN carbon fiber. They will take an original piece of equipment from BMW. So this is a stock BMW window switch for the driver's side, the passenger side, and then they upgrade and modify it for the carbon fiber look. So this is an original piece of equipment from BMW, just not made by BMW. The enhancement is done by DINMANN. And then this piece, I think I'm more excited for this one. I am excited for the window switches because they're gonna be in the neighborhood of the carbon fiber speaker grills that I did last year. And I think that's gonna add like a nice little enhancement to it. But this piece right here gets overlooked so much. And I have seen it on, I don't know if I've seen it on any cars in person. But this piece right here, I think is gonna be such a nice little pop to the center console. So near the center console where we have our iDrive controls, we have that carbon fiber stock, and then on the dash we have that stock. Of course, I've upgraded the dual clutch with the carbon fiber knob, but under the stereo, I'm hoping that we're gonna see a little bit more ambient light come through and this will kind of glow a little bit. I think it might be a side effect. I don't know. We will see. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna show you the tools that we need for today's video. It's gonna be pretty simplistic. A trim removal tool, a mini or micro Phillips, and I think that's about it. It should not be too difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start on the passenger side. I'm gonna show you step by step on how to easily remove that and take your electronic window switch and add it onto this modified OEM cover. And then I'll kind of speed through a time lapse on the driver's side because it will essentially be the same thing. And then I'm excited for that center console. I really wanna see what the difference is before in that. So enough is enough, let's get to it. All right, so starting on the passenger side, the best way whenever I need to figure out a way to remove something or replace it, the best cheat code you can possibly use is the new part, right? So if we take a look at the really nice, good looking part, you will see that there is a clip here, and then there's like two pegs here. Now these two pegs, obviously they are fixed. So we know that they aren't going to bend, meaning that these are probably gonna be going in there first. This is what we're going to have to kind of push up on and release. So if this is in the car, such as this right now, I need to get a trim removal tool and pry up from the front. And then once this comes up, then I can slide it forward and rock it out. So it's kind of getting this up and then moving it out. And anytime I use a trim removal tool, I will do a little bit of extra precaution and I will put a little piece of painter's tape just to protect any plastic, or in this case, it's actually the leather. So I'm just gonna put a small piece there and then we will get the proper trim removal tool to pry it up. And don't need a lot, just something like that. So we have our trim removal toolkit. I use these in a lot of videos. Definitely crucial here. Some people talk about popping this handle off. Once you get the handle, you're able to unbolt some screws and then take off the door panel. We're trying to do this without taking off the door panel here. And I'm starting off actually with one of my larger ones because I feel like I need to kind of get a good bite. And like I said, we're just trying to find that front clip and get in between the leather. There we go. And the panel, perhaps using maybe more than one trim removal tool at a time. Okay, so once we can pop this front one up, we now see that this is the angle. These two pegs that were fixed, we're just gonna slide this forward. This will come out and it's attached to just a little wiring harness. and that should simply just pull out. Just wiggle that out. And then we can put this aside for now. I'm gonna get a close-up and show you how to remove this switch and put it into the new one. So with the stock switch out, we need to remove this guy so we can put it into this new one here, which I just kind of realized it's gonna be nice to get rid of this chrome accent here and just have that completely like blacked out in carbon fiber. So a little less chrome is always nice, and getting rid of this flat, cheap plastic is gonna look really, really good. So for the passenger side, it's not as bad. So I'm just taking a flathead and prying up. It's sometimes can be a little annoying. If anything, this is the more difficult part of trying to get the clips to come out, but then not pop back in when you do the other side. But just take your time. I'm using a very small flathead. Everything that I use in the video today, I'll leave in a link description below, but this is a micro set of flathead and Phillips. So once you pry that out, this will pop out, and there we go. There is our switch. So now we can finally put this whole thing aside, put this into the new carbon fiber one. We can take our new piece of carbon fiber by DINMANN, and this is gonna be as simple as just putting it back in like we did previously. So just make sure that you match it up. It'll only go in one way, obviously, and you should hear a noticeable click when you push that in. Like that, and make sure it can go up easily and go down easily. We can remove the painter's tape from earlier, and plugging in is very simple. We're just gonna take our harness. This only goes in one way. Gonna snap that in there, and then just as we did before, we're going to put the back end in first because these two pegs are fixed. So back end in and then forward down. So just like this, back end in first. And then there's these little spring tensioners. So I know it's gonna feel like you're kind of forcing it, but that's just the way it is. They're gonna kind of clamp inside. So once we kind of get the back end, we can push down from the back to the middle and the front. Like that, and woo! There we go. That is slick. So now I'm gonna go around on the driver's side. It's very, very similar. However, there's one key difference once you get the panel out, and I'm gonna show you what that is right now. All right, so popped off the driver's side. One difference is, unlike the other one where it was just a little harness, this one has a little rocker switch. So just so you know how that kind of works, this thing just kind of clips over it. So you will pull that up to release it, and then you just pull that out. So on the driver's side, there's a rocker clip. It's gray. It will be locked in like that. Just flip that up, and that will come out. That was not on the passenger side. That's one difference. The second difference is to get this off the panel, there will be 4 screws, I believe. Yeah, 4 screws. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're extremely small. They're right there. I just took that out with a mini Phillips there. That worked perfect. So unlike the other one where it was just, you just pulled it out, take 4 screws out and then you'll unclip it. So here's the driver's side. We're gonna snap that in right now, plop it in. All right, so as stated, obviously we know that this is gonna go in only one way. We're gonna take this and snap that in. You should hear some noticeable clicks. Make sure everything is lined up. Looking good. So one thing I want to point out, what I've been using more and more, is this magnetic wristband, which is great for holding small screws when you need it close by 2 hands. I'm going to be using this a lot more, especially in upcoming videos, but it's so convenient so you don't have to like drop, or that way you don't lose any screws. They just stick right there and it holds really well. I can leave a link in the description below like that. Actually, it looks like this box here. I just got that recently and it's awesome. So now I will take one of my screws and just put them in here, and do not over tighten it. I find it interesting that they did screws on the driver's side, but they didn't do screws on the passenger side. Why they felt the need, I am not exactly sure, but I really think it's overkill, and do not over tighten. As soon as you get snug, that's good enough. That's 2, that's 3, and that is 4. Good to go. All right, time to put this in. What we're going to do is make sure our gray clip is fully down at like a 90-degree angle, and you'll hear a little click when you put that in there. It'll unclick itself. You kind of smush that down, and as you do that, then it's going to almost lock itself. The more you push down, this gray thing rocks back. It'll go over that little hump. You want to make sure it's nice and secure. If you can pull it out, then it didn't lock. You want to make sure, like I said, it was over a 90-degree angle. As you push down, it kind of rocks back, goes over that little hump, and then you heard that click. Before I button everything up, I'm going to boot up the car here, and I want to make sure Windows do Windows things. And they do. It does. Fantastic. All right, with that locked in, gonna tuck in the wires here. Same thing as on the other side. We want to put the back side down first, kind of put back down, and then rock it in. So we're doing that now. Just make sure your wiring harness isn't pinched or anything like that. I'm putting the back down, and then I'm just gonna kind of assist the middle. You'll hear those spring clamps click. And she is in, and she looks good. All right, and just go around, make sure that all the little metal spring things did click. Got that one extra one. That looks nice. All right, last but not least, we're going to remove this under stereo console trim here. It's just plain flat, kind of like a matte plastic. There is a little hole here that you can't see, and that is to shine down the ambient light. I really want to do a quick before and after to see how strong that is. If you can see it, I would have to, I'm gonna turn off some lights here. But anyway, to remove that, there's this clip here, there are the two large ones. We're not worried about that because once we pop this out with the trim removal, this will rock back and then we'll pull out. Behind here, there will be a wire of some sort. We don't even need to disconnect that. We just need to pop it off a holding clip and then put it on this retaining clip. But I do want to kind of turn off the lights here and see if we will get a good before and after of any of this ambient light. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Like maybe a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell what's coming from here and what's coming from here, but this is, I mean, all black. I'm trying to see. Anyway, it doesn't really show and I really can't see it, so I don't know how much of that is doing anything. Anyway, let's get the lights back on and pop this panel off. And for this one, I'm using a trim removal tool that kind of has like a wedge in it. And like I said before, the other one, if you ever kind of need an idea of where to go, you'll see that there's a little opening here and a little opening here on the new piece that we're going to put in. So that's what I'm going to kind of strive for, is finding that, kind of seeing if I could wedge there and go on this side, see if I can kind of get between the stereo. All right, that just came down. And like I said, that would normally just rock out with these two bottom ones. However, if you can kind of see here, there's this little purple harness. Just take that out of the holder, and then this is the top piece. This is what it looks like close up. There's that little hole, and we're just gonna put that aside. This is probably one of the quickest ones, and I can't wait to see the difference. So we know the big bottom ones are gonna go on the bottom. Take that purple harness that we just snapped out, and that's just gonna go in that little retaining holder clip like that. It's very interesting they put that and just decide to stuff the wiring back there, but I guess it's to prevent any type of unnecessary rattling, perhaps. So I'm just gonna kind of shimmy this back and forth a little bit. And now that the bottom ones are in, I should be able to just push up on the left and the right, like that. I already see a stronger glow here because of the shiny carbon fiber. That's even more noticeable. So that's a cool little side effect. Okay, turn the overhead lamp off. And ambient light. Oh yeah. You can actually see my palm now. Not much comes through this little hole, but this all around here has a nice little extra glow to it, which is nice. It's like a piece that completely got overlooked. It completely got overlooked, and now it's like a really nice accent. And of course, this matching with the custom DINMANN speaker grills. I've always thought about doing the carbon fiber on the handle, but I'm kind of glad, like I kind of left that because of the extended leather, but I got the carbon fiber accent there, skip in the middle, and then carbon fiber accent here now on the window switches, and yeah, it looks really good. And that now is a nice little upgrade. It's stuff like this where people who don't have a BMW will just come in here and be like, oh wow, the interior, that's really nice for a BMW. However, other BMW owners, when they get in your car, they're like, wait a minute, what's different? They can't figure it out right away. They know something is different. That's the coolest part to me, is when you have other enthusiasts and they're like, okay, what? I see some of the major things, like obviously the real popular stuff is the M Performance, Alcantara, BMW stuff, but it's the little things from, you know, some third-party companies where they use OE parts, but they just modify, upgrade, enhance them, and yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Everything is coming together so nicely. I really like it. Those are just 3 little enhancements that really make your 3 Series BMW your own. They're not super popular, and that's what I kind of like about these mods, is that it really makes it your own, and other enthusiasts, you know, really go into all about it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. If you have any questions about the products or the install, definitely leave a comment. If you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Catch you guys next time. Out.